Give you an example. So one of my students is well, he used to work in finance, and then he learned coding. Then he applied to Airbnb, and he got into Airbnb. So the whole thing is that he uses data science, he uses data analytics, finance and data analytics background, combined it with coding, and then now that he has both of them, Airbnb is like, okay, our culture is this. We have a self-serving data culture. And what that means is that you have complete access to our database. So what we want you to do is dig into the data and see how do we optimize or increase our, sales or profit margins in whatever region. So he has given an example, like, again, what if you have, two places like Oceanside and San Diego? And Oceanside, for some reason, is more profitable than San Diego. And they want to know, okay, how do we increase the profitability of San Diego? So then what he'll do is he'll go and dig into the research and figure out why is San Diego not performing the same way as it should be. And then he'll find out, oh, what we need to do is increase our email marketing because we need more hosts, and more hosts equals more profit. So then that's kind of how Python is very powerful, because it can now tap into the actual river itself, the source of the data. And so he has access to much more data, and he can crunch much bigger data sets to pull information. So just basically amplifies your ability to do what you need to do. Does that make sense?
Okay, so it sounds like a more advanced, it's not for, Python isn't for beginning data scientists. It's more for intermediate advanced data scientists is it's basically what I'm hearing.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's a language that allows you to communicate to computers on a deeper level. So then if someone does not understand Python, they're limited to what they can say to the computer. But if they understand Python or whatever coding languages, then they can interact with the computer on a much visceral level, on a deeper level. Because right now, if you're limited to the UI, to what like an application gives you, then you're limited to what that UI gives you. But if you know how to code, then you can go underneath the hood and actually tamper with the computer itself.
Okay.
That makes sense? So you can almost think about it too as like, if you were to travel to, Mexico and you were trying to speak Spanish, you can maybe use Google Translate to get through the basic stuff, but you will still be limited. And so you're with your computer, with your phone as your window, you're limited to what that phone can do. And it's never going to allow you to get into a deep conversation with somebody where you talk about life, the philosophy, and all that stuff, because you're limited at communicating to them through a cell phone. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what coding languages does for us. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah. And then I saw it said I already have a Gmail account. This is the first time I signed up for this. Have a Replit account, or are we just going to be following along, or is this hands-on? Or
yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys exercises and stuff like that.
Okay, because so sign up on, is it through, is Replit the coding generator, or
it's an IDE, so it's the equivalent of using Excel to do data analytics.
Okay.
All
right.
Any other question by anyone else? No. Okay, so quick introduction to me. I learned coding about 20 some years ago, and I worked in the industry for about 15 years. I worked as a software consultant. When I came out of college, I was really bad. I was like last in my class. I barely graduated, but then I worked as a software consultant. I learned a lot of tips and tricks. One of the things I learned is that there's a much better way of learning coding than the way we're teaching in universities. So when that said, about 8 years ago, I moved into education. I wanted to kind of see like, how can I reinvent it or kind of refresh it? Because strangely, education is probably one of the most important industries, but also the most old industry. If you actually learn some languages like C++ in college right now, they'll give you the same book that they wrote like in the 1980s. And if you think about that, that's like, imagine like if you were to say like, oh, I want to watch a movie and I give you like Goonies or something, right? Like you'd be like, what? Like this is not the latest movie. You want to have the latest stuff, but things in education had to move very quickly. So that's why I went to education. I want to see if I can help kind of move it forward. And so that's what Popcorn Robot is. Popcorn Robot is my own mentorship school, but I also teach at UCLA as well. I have a little bit my foot in the traditional university system, as well as the, kind of do my own thing. So that's an introduction to who I am. So let's get started. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Don't be bashful. All right. Okay, you guys can see my screen. All right, so where are we at right now? Okay. Oh, let me give you this link. So I want you guys to go here, click that link, and I'm going to kind of give you the beginning. All right. Okay, so last class, I know some of you guys didn't make it, but what we did was we kind of taught the computer how to speak to us. We're making applications where they can speak to us. So we want the computer to talk to us, because it can talk to us, it can tell us what's wrong, right? Then we taught it how to remember stuff, and then we use variables for that. That's what variables are. So let's do a little review. So what I want you to do, so I know, Eric, you didn't do the last class, right? Oops.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm just saw it on Meetup and just signed up a few minutes ago. And with Replit, I just signed in with my Google account. I haven't even created an account.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so if you look at this, what I want you to do, so this is going to be the print statement. This is where I'm talking about where we're going to get the computer to talk to us. So I'll give you a quick overview. So when let me show you how to create a Replit. Okay, so when you sign into your Replit account, you can create, you want to get to this page. When you get to this page, what you want to do is press create REPL, Python, and then you press create REPL again. Okay, so when you get to this page, press the create REPL, select Python, ignore the title, don't worry about it, whatever that is, it's auto-generated, and then press create REPL. Okay, so go ahead and do that now if you haven't done it before.
Okay. Just did it. It's saying booting REPL.
Is it like here? Something like this?
Let's see. Welcome to work.
Oh, just close out of that little window. You don't need that. I'll show you how to do everything. Okay. That little introduction window, okay?
Okay. Code editor. To close out of this, okay.
Yep, close out of that little small window, and I'll show you how everything works. Okay. So when you're on REPL, what you can do is first, there's 3 panels here, 1, 2, 3, right? You can use your mouse cursor to kind of glide this one over, because we don't need this one right now. We just need these 2 panels. We need the main.py, and we need the console window. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this first line of code. It's going to be a real overview from the last lesson, and then we're going to paste it in there. Then we're going to click on this green play button. So this is our code. This is going to run our code. When you press the run button, it's equivalent of like pressing on the Instagram app on your phone. It's going to run it. And when we run it, we're going to get these words from the console. Okay. And so that's going to be the first application you've ever built. So with that said, I want you to kind of move forward on this and do these first 4 problems. And when you get it done, let me know. And if you have questions, let me know. I will kind of help you guys out. Okay. So go ahead and do the first 4 questions. When you're done, just holler out so we know that you're there.
First 4 questions. Darn. Don't see the questions.
Do you not see the questions?
No, yeah, I don't see the questions. And
did you click on this link here?
Let's see.
Make sure you're clicking on this link here so you can see the exercise problems.
In call messages. Let's see. Let everyone. Yeah, I don't see the link. Is it from the meetup itself?
It's in the Google Meet chat.
I don't see the link either.
Go to Google Meet.
Okay, so go back to Google Meet.
And then
Okay.
click on this chat with everyone icon here.
Oh, chat.
This
Nope.
Just chat message icon.
Mm-hmm.
And then click on this link here.
Okay. Now Google Meet got me into it, but then it disappeared. Let's see. I was on this window, and
Where's the Google?
I
where's
talked
your
to
Google-
Replit.com, and then it.
you have to be
Google-
on the Google Meet tab.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
Here I have I have that link in on another device.
Hmm.
And I'll write. Okay.
Are you back to the Google Meet tab? You need to go back to the Google Meet tab.
Well, I'm typing it in manually.
No, because you're already there. You're already in the tab in the class because you can hear me. So you need to go to
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, I guess I'm on. Okay, I'm doing it on another. I'm on my laptop. Well, I'm talking to you on my phone, but I'm
Got it.
I'm showing you this is on my laptop.
it.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna have you want to mute one of them because you're gonna have a feedback loop. So you make sure when you get in, you mute your computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think let's see. Do you hear a feedback loop now, or I don't have a?
Not yet.
I don't know if it has a
But
microphone.
log in first.
Okay. Let's see.
Sobi, are you able to find that link?
No, I do not see it.
Where are you on the Google Meet tab?
Okay, I'm on Google Meet and I clicked on your class here, Discover the Power of Python.
No. That's the Meetup. Can you go to the
Okay.
Google Meet tab
Okay.
and click on this?
Oh,
You should
the
be able to see my screen. I want you to look at my screen right now.
Okay. I got to find the Google Meet tab here.
Yeah, you need that one.
And I don't think I have that. Yeah. So that's a problem right there.
Okay.
But in the
You have
meantime,
it, but you just need to find it because you can hear me. That means you're here.
okay. I will keep looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the recording with you, VJ.
Darn. Streaming video meetings now free for everyone. Google Meet. Okay. Darn it.
VJ, are you gonna be leaving? Is that why you're asking? Okay. Let me know when you're. I do want to tell you guys something before you're leaving. For those, because we're still waiting for other people to get caught up. But while they're getting caught up, one of the problems with Meetup is that I can't create a chain of classes because if I do, most people are going to be missing some classes, right? So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm working a lot more on YouTube. And I'm going to be creating a course on YouTube. So I just sent the link in the Google Meet chat. But this YouTube is now going to allow me to create a chain of Python lessons. So if I do recommend everyone to click on the link and save that link or whatever. Save it so that because I'm going to be adding classes. So if you guys want to learn Python through me, but because of the limitations of Meetup, because people scheduling and all that stuff, this is probably going to be the best way moving forward, because I find Meetup to be extremely limiting if I can't chain classes together.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, and I typed this in and I just got this standard screen. I went through the Google Meet and I just have google.com. I don't know what to do.
You have to go to the right link, the one on the Meetup. Because you have to.
Because I typed it in manually, but it just went back to, let's see if I can do this again.
But you need the code. So I just gave you the link in the chat message, but the code is different.
Okay. So it's different from what I see on the Meetup page.
No, it should be the one on the Meetup page. But I think you probably did meet.google.com, but you didn't have the code at the end.
/PTH-KYIC.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, try that. Sobi, do you have a question?
No, I do not. No, I inadvertently raised my hand.
Okay. Okay, I think other people are probably finished by now, so I want to kind of move forward, and then Eric and Sobi, I'll kind of help you guys as
okay.
So I can kind of move other people forward.
Please
okay.
do. Yes.
So so we have gotten our computer to speak to us. That's what the print message is. And then we can even get it to remember stuff. And that's what variables are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get it to listen to us. And that's a really big thing because we want computers to be able to interact with us, have a conversation. So that's why in Google, you can search something, you're going to come up with something. In ChatGPT, you can talk to it. It's actually listening to what you're saying, internalizing it, and then spitting that back output back to us. Okay. And it's super powerful. Now you think about Uber, what is it doing? You basically send a message to the Uber server saying, I'm at this location. I want to go to this location. And then Uber will take that information and use it to go through a system, figure out who's closest to you, send a cab driver to you, and then give them directions to where you want to go. Right? So that's why. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm on the feedback loop. I'm going to mute you. Okay, there you go. Very good. Yeah, so that's why listening is really important. So what we're going to do is let's take this line of code and we're going to put this into our code. So it's going to be name input. Actually, let me add one thing. And so let's say we run this code, and what it's going to do is when we ask for the input inside a console window, we can actually type in the console window. So if I were to say something like Selena Gomez or something, and then I were to press enter, it's going to run line 2 and line 3. So my question for you guys is, what do you guys think is going to print in line 2 and line 3? What do you guys think is going to print? Somebody give me an answer.
Line 2 will print the name of your favorite singer, and line 3 will print just the string text name.
Okay, let's see. Very good. Exactly. So name, because name is not in quotations here, it is going to print the variable value. So whatever we typed in as favorite singer as a user is going to be dumped into the name variable. And so line 2 is going to print whatever the user put in as a value. However, line 3 has quotation marks around name. And why is that significant? Because when we put quotation marks around a word, it's going to treat it as a string, meaning it's a data type of string. We're saving text. And so it's going to then print out name literally, not name the variable. So that's the difference between these two. Very important you understand that. And from that point, you guys can move on and complete this next few problems. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to help out Eric again. And Eric, you still here?
Yes,
Okay, you stuck?
sort of.
Are you gonna why are you getting a feedback loop if that's strange? Oh yeah, because you have to. Can you also put down the volume of your computer or one of them, either your computer or your phone? One of them needs the volume needs to be down on one, and then the microphone needs to be muted on one, and then you can unmute on one of them. Can you talk to me now? Sobi, how are you
Okay,
doing?
can you hear me?
You got a feedback. You got to mute your computer or something, or volume. Volume's got to come down on your computer. Sobi, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I established a Replit account, which I didn't previously have. This is my first time attending this class. I didn't attend the
Okay.
first. So I
Okay.
established an account, and so
Were you
I
able
just-
to create a REPL?
well, I've accessed the account here or the site as a new user, and I'm at the home button right now, so that's where I am on the home page.
Okay.
And I did copy and paste. I mean, I did copy the link.
Okay. Okay, I figured out. I'm turning the volume down on my computer.
Very good.
Now it's copying the problems. Okay, AJ.
Yep. So did you get the link?
Yeah, I opened it up. The Google
good.
PYT, that link, and so I'm in. Now there's a.
Did you go to the lesson link? This?
Let me see. And call messages. Is the Popcorn Robot Python 201?
Yeah, that's the link.
Okay.
Sobi, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I found the link and I did copy it.
Okay. And
Yes.
were you able to create a replet?
Yes, and I just finished creating a Replit, but I do not know where to paste the link.
What link?
Oh, well, the link that I copied.
The Python popcornrobot.com Python 201, that one?
Yes.
Okay, just create a new tab. So you should have another tab that is gonna. So you want to have 3 tabs open.
Okay.
Google Meet, popcornrobot.com Python 201, and
Okay.
then Replit.
Okay. I think a problem here that I have just learned is that I'm doing this on my phone, and I should have done it on my laptop because I don't have real estate on my phone.
Yeah.
That's huge. So
Yeah. Yeah.
learn that for
Yeah.
next time. Do not do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm
Maybe I should specify that you need a laptop.
probably most people know that, but I didn't. But I'm still learning though. So this is cool. I'm still learning.
Oh, you
this.
learned something already then,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. See?
You're already skyrocketing. You already know more than other people. You need a computer to code.
Absolutely. Not the phone.
All right. I got
how-
it. And this, I typed in the link. I got it. This is on the. So I'm communicating on the phone and I'm doing the exercise on the laptop. So I got the link on the laptop and I can copy and. You want me? What do you want me to? If you see it here, what do you want me to copy and paste?
Did you create the Replit?
Create a rep. Well, I logged in with my Google account. I didn't create
Did you create a REPL?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you looking at this screen? Do you have this screen?
Yeah. Let's see. About this call.
That's where you want to be. Eric, give me 1 second.
Okay.
How about everybody else? Art, Benjamin, Chuba, VJ. Did you guys finish the second set of problems?
Yep, I'm good to go, man. Thank you.
Anyone else? who's not finished other than Eric and Sobi? Like, let's who's not finished with the second set of problems? Everyone else, Tom, you done? Mo, you done?
You can go ahead. Move forward.
Move forward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, in addition, there's a lot of data in this world, right? And one of the things that separates things is that we can have data types. So if we're using strings, which is a data type for text, then we use integers for numbers. So if you have hello world, that's kind of done by quotation marks, or you have integers, these don't have quotation marks, this is going to represent numbers. So if you look at this thing, this code that I had you guys run, this was strange. Actually, before I move forward. Actually, before I move forward, let's go through this. Okay, so we have the integers for numbers. Okay, so I want to give you guys a quiz. So what is theater equals AMC theater? What data type is this?
Text.
Nope. It's
Nope.
either string or integers. So which
String.
data type is this? String. All right, what is this?
Integer.
Integer.
Very good. What is this?
String.
Very
String.
good. And what's this?
String.
String.
Very good. Yes.
Ah.
So as long as there's quotation marks around it, even though it looks like a number, it is a string. And so why is that significant? Because the way you add data variables is affected by the data type you have. So in our last app that you guys ran, you had 1, 2 plus 3, 4, and it turned into 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason for that is that string added to a string, it adds together together like that. But what we wanted was to add the data as integers, because 12 plus 34 numerically turns into 46. So that's why data types is important, because if you have the right data type, then you are going to add things correctly. If you have the wrong data type, then you're going to get a behavior that you are not expecting, which is like this. Okay? So let's go take a look at this. What we're going to do is we're going to take this code, and this code gives us this behavior, right? So I can replicate it. 1, 2 plus 3, 4 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we do to solve this problem is we cast it. Casting means we're going to convert it. So we're going to move it from one data type to another data type. So we go int surrounded with parentheses and an int surrounded with parentheses. And what it's going to do is going to turn this variable, which is a string value right now, into an integer. And it's going to turn this one into an integer. And so we're going to run our code again. And we're going to get the 46 that we are expecting. So one thing you guys have to understand is that even though we entered a number into the input, as long as it's coming from input, the value is going to be a string. So that's why you must always assume it's going to be a string. And then if you add it, you're going to be adding it incorrectly if you do not make the proper adjustments, which is casting it to the integer data type. So why don't you guys go ahead and finish the problems, and I will help out anyone who gets stuck. Okay. All right.
Change.
All right. So Sobi and Eric.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm listening and learning and absorbing, and also setting up my MacBook as well.
Okay.
So hopefully I can sign into Meetup on my MacBook, which I never have before. So
Okay. Do you need help?
Oh, no, I'm fine. No,
You
meaning
good?
that I don't have my, the meetup code, email
Okay.
and password automatic.
I,
Yeah.
I definitely recommend maybe yeah, go use that YouTube link. I really think that I'm gonna be putting a lot more effort into YouTube moving this point forward.
Yes.
It's just gonna allow you guys to pause, get caught up, catch it, and then that way that'll be a lot easier for you guys.
Oh,
The problem
absolutely.
with Meetup is just that, man, it's one shot, you miss it, then it becomes difficult to catch up.
Yes. Yes. I've done a screenshot of the YouTube link and the other links.
Okay, wonderful. I'm gonna put the YouTube link as well in the Google Meetup class. That way you guys have it. So you guys will have the recording plus the link to my playlist that I'm
Oh,
gonna be adding every day. Okay.
perfect. Yeah, I can go back and do the assignment later.
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Eric, where are you at?
I'm trying the second exercise now.
Oh, you're on it. Awesome.
So let's see. Print. I'm gonna say, how old are? Let's see. UV. Just gonna try a run. Nothing. Okay. Print.
Does anyone else have a question? Art, Benjamin, Chuba, Mo, Tom?
All good here?
All good? All right.
All good, man. Thank you.
Okay. Print. Need to comment them out. Okay. Print. Sum it up.
Benjamin, are you? You have a very interesting name. You have Fuji Rios.
Oh yeah, I
Are you
didn't
half
realize that was being
Japanese?
displayed. Yeah, I am, man.
Oh, that's cool. Are you from like a South American country or something?
I'm not. I'm in the Bay Area, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. I guess half Latin American and half Japanese. Kind of
Oh,
an odd combo.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
What ethnicity is your dad or your mom? Or dad?
He is. I think he's half Spanish and half Mexican.
Oh,
Um,
and your mom?
so he says, but I honestly think he's just Mexican. But yeah, that's it. But he speaks Spanish. I don't. So,
Oh, okay.
but I
And then
speak
your mom-
Japanese.
and your mom is Japanese?
Yeah, my mom's Japanese.
And then and you speak Japanese?
Yeah, I speak Japanese, but I oddly enough don't speak Spanish.
Wow. So
I
how's your
know.
Japanese?
I think it's okay. I think
Really?
yeah, I think it's decent.
Wow. Can you watch anime?
Yeah, I
Oh,
grew
you're
up watching
good then.
anime.
You're
Yeah, I'm
pretty
good.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life's good, man.
I don't. I spoke a little bit Japanese. It's really bad, but but man, I can never get to the point where I can watch anime.
It's a hard language, man.
It's a very
Japanese
difficult
is
language.
Yeah.
How did you learn it?
Anime, honestly, just anime and Kumon. And when I was younger, I was fortunate enough to be able to go back and forth pretty often. And I went to school out there for a year or two in high school, so it was nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
In Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Why do you want to learn coding? I didn't get to talk to you.
To be honest with you, I am just trying to dabble a tad. My boss quite often, I guess the right way to say it is cleans his data. He uses Tableau a lot, So he's just kind of manipulating all of these Excel files that we have. And a couple weeks back, he's like, "Hey, why don't you try a little bit?" So then I studied a little bit. Studied is an overstatement. Really, I just kind of scrambled a bunch of Google tutorials, and I used pandas, and then I kind of
Yeah.
replaced a bunch of words inside of, or not words, but like an employee database, updating stuff. And I
Okay.
thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And rather than kind of just scrambling and putting things together, I kind of wanted to have a starting point. So I'm trying to take a functional step in that direction.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah,
Really cool.
so that's kind of where it's at. So no real end goal, just kind of, hey, you know what? Maybe it'll make me more valuable at work, I guess.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's such a huge thing, such a huge demand right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. So what if you knew how to code, what would be your title? Would it be a data scientist or what?
Well, my title right now is a program coordinator. So
Okay.
I think it would probably stay the same. There's really, like I said, no end goal. I'm working my first job out of college, so it's kind of just trying to upskill a tad.
Okay.
So I don't know what the title is that I'm looking for, but just I don't know, trying to set myself up to make more money.
That's great. No,
Yeah.
that's good. It sounds like you're on a good path.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought about becoming a developer, or is it not something you're interested in?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of naivety, you know, when like myself, or I have friends that say, "Oh, I'm learning to code," but really, it's, you know, to say outright, "Oh, I want to become a developer." I think sometimes is a naive thing to naive way to look at it. So I just kind of want to take baby steps. I don't know if that happens, but just being able to bring value at work, that's kind of where I want to start.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why do you call it naive?
Because I've seen so many of my kind of peers, like I studied business administration, and I'll have a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm dropping out. I'm going to learn how to code." And it's like it lasts all but like a week or two or a month, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I always find that the few friends that I have that really made that transition, very rarely was that kind of their primary goal. It's like, hey, no, I just want to build this. I want to do this.
Mm,
That's kind of the way I see it. It's not, I mean, that's a generalization. So, but still, I just want to have an incremental approach rather than a big end goal approach. That's just me.
I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to bring value to your company? What's like your dream job? What would be ideal in terms of what you would be doing?
That's a really, really good question, man. Dang. I don't know. I think right now it's more so just about, you know, getting a bigger salary. So it's not really about what I do. It's more so just what can get me to that point,
Mhm.
which isn't always the healthiest way to look at things. I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to that right now.
Okay.
Is quick question, is the apostrophe the comment out function? Or
Is the
it
what?
apostrophe?
Is that commenting out?
Yeah.
No, it's the hashtag comments out.
Hashtag. Okay, that's why this isn't working. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, Benjamin, I always ask what's your dream job for a very specific reason. And I think everyone should do this. So one of the things I find is that a lot of people don't know where they want to go to. Like a lot of people know they're not happy with their current place in life, but they don't know what would make them happy. And that's a really big problem because I think people then just get upset and then they know they're upset and unfulfilled, but they don't understand why. And so if you guys self-reflect and think about what is it that you really want, what type of lifestyle do you want to live, and carve out an image of that, it's going to be far easier for you to reach that goal than if you don't know what would make you happy. So like for me, one of the things that I really enjoyed was time. And so when I worked in the industry, I was always trying to recoup time And so let me give an example. For me, like one time I was working in this company, and I was getting underpaid. And again, I'm not really a money guy, but because so they paid me like $20,000 less than what I normally should be getting. But the whole thing is, I'm like, hey, that's actually okay with me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to recoup it by doing time. So then I would come in at 11, 12 p.m., sometimes go directly to lunch after I check in, and I leave like at 5 or 6. Like I worked like a very few number of hours, and I found out I was still really good in that company. I was still a star there. But what it gave me was time. So then I stopped having to work so much. And then I also took 3 months off from my company. So I would take 3 month vacations. I lived in Japan for 6 months. So these type of things where I would work a full-time job, but I would still be able to travel 6 months out of the year. And it was really exciting for me, especially you being younger. I really encourage you guys, someone who's younger, to go and travel, because once you get, a wife, kids, all this stuff, very difficult to start to do that type of stuff. So I do encourage you guys, whoever you, all you guys, think about what do you want? Like, what is it you're hoping to get? So let's say that you're, okay, so let me give an example. So let's say you're like, okay, I want to make more money. That's not clear enough. You need to say a number. So what if you could, let's say you're like, okay, if I say like, if you got paid $40,000, is that good enough? I mean, that may be more money than we have today. Is that good enough? But most of you could probably be like, no, right? But then what is it? Do you want 70,000? Okay, if it's 70,000, then what you should do is go backwards. So you go 70,000. All right, how many jobs get paid 70,000 or more? Then you go and research the job boards and see, out of all the jobs that get paid 70,000 plus, which job is the job I like the most and think I can do the best at. Then you start to cultivate your value based on that. So the easy job to get over like 6 figures, because most people want 6 figures, doctor, which is a lot of schooling, law, with a lot of schooling, and a lot of work. Nobody likes being a lawyer, so I don't recommend that at all. Then it goes sales, engineering. And when I say sales is sales and marketing. Engineering, it's like anything, like whether it be engineering, or like software development, all that stuff that I consider to be engineering. Those are the real primary movers of getting to the 6-figure mark. So if your goal is to make more money, have a real number in mind, where that if I reach this number, I would be content. I would be happy that I reached this number and this is good enough in my life. And then you can start to go and cultivate what that is. So that's my recommendation for you guys. It's going to be a lot. You have a better roadmap to what you want. If you know what you want and you can carve out what you feel that life would be, you want to work remotely, you want to get 6 figures, you want to whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then you start to research what jobs can provide that. And then you work your way to there. So that's the best way to get what you guys want, make you guys be happy, have the life that you want, fulfilled, that type of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Man, that's some great advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that I do that for everything. So even like, with software, I do it for technology as well. So let me give an example for that too. So a lot of people say like, oh, what framework or technology should you learn? It's very easy. Again, think of the number. What number do you want to get paid? If you want to get like 150, 200, whatever, okay, look up the job boards. Which frameworks pay that much money, right? And then which job boards pay that much money? Like if you want 150, 200, then you find what technology pays that money. Second one would be, how many jobs are there? So if I go look up the framework React, how many jobs are there compared to something that's in Angular? These are just 2 software technologies. So if I compare them, React has a lot more job postings. Therefore, I'm going to go learn React. So you take what you want, good pay, easy to find a job, and then you use the job boards to lead you to what you will get. And then you start slashing away the things that don't reach the money that you want and don't have enough jobs, because then if you're very few jobs, it's more difficult to get a job there. So that's the general approach to it. And of course, there's going to be caveats and all that stuff, but you just follow these simple mindset, the simple approach to things, and you'll really get a lot closer to what you want. And again, it all starts from, what do you want? What's your dream job? You woke up 5 years from now, what would make you happy? And a lot of people don't know that answer. And so then they're unhappy, but they never knew why, because they never even knew what would make them happy. So, yeah, I encourage you guys to do all that stuff, and that will help you guys carve out a good life.
So it sounds like your philosophy is work smarter, not harder.
It's actually, you have to work hard, then you work smart.
Mm-hmm.
But hard has to come first. Everyone always tries to do work smart without the work hard. But the work hard has to come first. It's, like the best players, like people say like, oh, Jordan and Kobe are the best basketball players in the world. Well, yeah, but they're 6'5", 6'3", they're like the perfect height, perfect everything, right? But they work harder than anyone out there. So it comes from working hard first. Work hard, then you have, when you work hard, when you're working hard, it's hard. Work is like energy, right? So let's say that you have a life and you're like, based on this current trajectory, I'm not happy with this life. Working hard is energy. It's just energy, an energy that can convert something into something else and transform it. And then when you transform it, you become something different. But if you don't have that energy, you can't change anything into something else. And so a lot of people, again, are focused so much on work smart, but they don't have the hard part. And if you don't have to work hard, you can't convert it. You can't move anything. Like you can't really think of any movie character that is lazy. They have movie characters that are everything. They lie, they're sneaky, everything. They can all be redeeming. The only one that cannot be redeeming is lazy, because lazy is boring and it cannot change anything. So you watch every movie character you've ever seen, you can put any type of personality or flaw into them except laziness. So that's why working hard is very important, because you need something that creates change. And that's what working hard is. Then as you get better at working hard, you start to work smart. And so like the example, like Jeff Bezos, they're saying like, do you research or do you use gut feeling? And he says, you do a lot of research. So you know everything about the industry, everything about the field. And then afterwards, when you have to make a decision, use your gut. So work hard, plant the fields, till the fields, get the soil ready. And then when you have to make a decision, use your gut. And then that's when you start to reflect, how do I do this smarter? How do I, adapt? And how do I add more? How do I condense my time better? That's where the work smart starts to come. But you cannot do anything without working hard first. So that's why I never say work. I think it's always got to be one, then two. It's not like one over the other one. Yeah.
They're companions.
Yeah, absolutely. They are companions. Kind of like how they say failure is the father of success or something like that. I don't know. You have to fail a lot in order to get to success. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or thoughts?
Well, it sounds like we probably just practiced at this point. I got through here.
Yep.
Got these so far. Obviously probably behind the rest of the group, but got 260 from 120 and 140. So do we just go? Sounds like we just go through the rest of the exercises.
Yep. So the whole best way to learn how to code is by coding. I can tell you everything until I'm purple, but nothing will sink into you. It's kind of like, imagine if I were to teach you how to drive just by lecturing you, talking to you. When you make a left, you got to look both ways. None of that will sink in until you actually drive. And so that's why it's a proof of work. proof of work in terms of you cannot become a coder until you actually code. So that's why you definitely just have to code. And so that's why our philosophy in Popcorn Robot is to code, because that's really where growth happens. And we're going to kind of cultivate you and remove roadblocks. But fundamentally, the effort has to come from you in order to learn. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so class is over right now. Did any last questions before we end it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a real quick question. Do you have like a Discord going on or something like that, or is it just YouTube and that's about it?
So the Discord is for the Popcorn Robot School. That's what we have. So that's gonna be our like little membership. So if you want to join that, you would have to join our Popcorn Robot School.
Oh, okay.
And but yeah, I'm slowly gonna be moving a lot more on YouTube. So if you have comments or questions, definitely that's a place to go to as well to contact me.
Cool. I just
Okay,
signed up.
sweet.
I just signed up on your subscribe to YouTube just before I signed up for the class, so it looked like so. Well, I guess I'll watch some of those.
Wonderful.
Those
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting out a lot of videos, so definitely subscribe to that, and then you'll see the playlist of stuff, so that way you can always just kind of follow along one by one.
And when's your next
Awesome, man.
meetup? I guess I saw it and I wanted to see what I could learn with too. I took Python at a library several years ago, but now I guess because they shut down because of the pandemic and they haven't been available. So I'm glad to have finally got back to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be adding new classes to the meetup really soon, like within this week, maybe by
Oh.
Friday for sure. So you'll see the update soon. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
All
Any
right.
other questions before anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys, I mean, I feel like all of you guys feel something that you want to kind of learn and improve on your life.
Yes.
Coding is the most in-demand skill you can learn. It's basically, think about it like this. Computers are so important in our life. And only 1% of the population can actually communicate to computers. So
Wow.
that's why when you learn how to code, it puts you in the upper echelon. It puts you in the top 1%. And you can start to become the person who dictates what the computer is doing. So that's why it becomes like a funnel. And you become the powerful person who controls what the computer is doing. So that's all what computers are doing. It's just a way to communicate with computers on a level that's much deeper than what everyone else can do. So if you guys learn how to work computers, understand the concepts, then you guys will be able to do things other people can only dream about. So that's why learning how to code is super important and is really powerful. And this is why every industry is desperate to hire coders. So the really interesting thing is, there are more tech jobs outside of the tech industry than inside the tech industry, because every industry is desperate to go into coding because it allows you to automate stuff. And so I mean, I kind of like think about the people who are saying like data massaging, right? Like I talked to this one girl, she said she spends 2 hours a day, massaging her data. If you think about that, 2 hours a day for an $80,000 salary, that's $20,000 a year paying to massage her data. And any kind of coder can just automate all that stuff. So that's the whole thing. This is just a sample of how coders can automate and make things better, faster, and quicker. And then it alleviates a lot of burden. And you do that, you become super valuable. You become valuable, then you command and have power over your life. So that's how I was able to take 6 months out of the year off out of work. How come most people can't do that? I can do it because I would quit. And my companies, I basically quit, and the companies would be like, wait, so when are you going to come back? I mean, I'll be back in 3 months. If you want me, let me know. And I come back, they rehire me. And then at one point they just started adjusting. Like, you know what? This is what AJ does. And you know what? I get this special treatment that nobody else did. And I did this for multiple companies, so I know anyone can do it. And that's the whole thing. You have value, then companies will force to bend to your will. And so that's the whole thing. The more powerful and valuable you are, the more you can bully companies. When you're not valuable, companies will bully you. So it's always understand that metric. The more valuable, the more information, skills you have, the more power you have over your life to draw the life that you want. So I always encourage people, coding is the most in-demand skill out there. And if you guys learn how to code in this world, unbelievable amount of power you have over your life. So again, this is the YouTube link that I'm going to be adding to the playlist. I only have 8 videos right now, and I'm going to be constantly adding to it and adding more different technologies for you guys to learn. And if you guys want to book a free class, if you guys want to book a free class in Popcorn Robot, this is click there. That's the free class. You kind of be able to see what the school is about and what it's like to work as a coder, and you'll see what the other students are working on. And we're really proud and excited about what they're doing, because right now we even have students who are working real consulting jobs under us. So we have relationships with clients where they are actually having our students work. So our students, when they are finished with us, see, okay, the most difficult job to break into any industry is a first job, right? That's always the worst job. And so what we're trying to do is create an environment where you guys don't even have to get your first job. We're going to give you the first job. So then you go in and you step in to get your second job. And getting your second job is completely easy compared to the first job. So we're really excited about that. We love the way our students are performing right now. They're actually getting paid to work right now. So it's a really exciting time for us right now. So that's the end of this class. Any last questions before we end it?
No, thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. I
Cool.
appreciate your energy and
Thanks for your help.
Awesome. All right. Well, keep it up, and I really hope the best for all of you guys. And contact me and message me for any questions. I'm going to be uploading this video onto the meetup, so if you guys just check the comments probably by tomorrow, then you guys will be able to see this stuff. Okay?
thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Take care, guys. Have a good
Okay.
night.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Okay.